sometimes you get the negative ones, people that are more racist.
So as an American, what kind of image do you have for America, the country?
So I have a positive image of the United States, mostly. My image of the United States, we're a big country first off, big country, lots of people. We've really shaped a lot of the world, the modern world. We've shaped a lot of that. We've invented a lot of things. But then with the positive, there does come some negativity. I think in modern history, we have intervened with too many things and have been in business of too many countries. We've done some wrong, and I think it's good to acknowledge that, but then I like to acknowledge the positive as well.
Yeah,
we have done, I do believe we have done good for the world, and that we have created a system that I think was good at first, but now we're starting to see some negative side effects of some of the systems we've created in the United States. So it's mostly positive, but I understand the negatives as well.
Okay, so that's the image you have for America. Nice. So you said positive side and a negative side, right? What kind of positive and negative side you have?
I think positive. I think generally Americans are pretty welcoming, nice people. Oftentimes, I think the stereotypes of the American a lot of times is not accurate. I think we are actually people that come visit the United States are welcomed usually, and Americans, like I said, are pretty nice people. I think America has beautiful geography. The land there is very pretty, very diverse. You can see forests, deserts, oceans.
Sure.
I think that's a really positive part. I think that it does have a very high standard of living compared to the world.
Okay.
In the world, Americans, we often complain about how expensive things are there, and that is true. However, on a world status, I think the standard of living is very high, and there are a lot of opportunities in the United States. So that is a positive part.
Okay. What about tip culture?
Tipping culture.
Yes, tipping.
I don't like the tipping culture. I don't like it. You know why? Because I think it's a way for bosses to pay people less. Because in the end, it's just us, the consumer, we're paying more when it should be the company should be paying more. Pay your workers better.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Not rely on us to do it. Because we're already paying the prices to use the service. So
Yeah.
I like that about Japan.
Oh yeah.
That's a good thing about Japan. I think I think the United States, there's tips that we should take from Japan.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like everything's included, all the price
Exactly.
in the
Yeah.
first place.
Yeah.
Exactly. How much do you have to pay?
It is very typical to pay 25%
For one meal?
for one meal. And sometimes you go and you pay for the meal, like a fast food.
Yeah.
You're just paying for the meal and they expect a tip.
They expect a tip.
Yes. You go up and you pay and they're like, okay, you're going to pay 15 to 25%. It's like, you did
Wow.
nothing.
Even fast food.
Even fast food.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't like that part.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah. And it's funny because here the customer service is very good
Oh yeah,
and you
for
don't
sure.
even pay tip.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They don't tip. They don't get a tip.
Yeah, no
if you
tip.
serve them.
Exactly.
Yeah. From 15 to 20 at the fast food, and at the
Yes.
restaurant is 25.
25 and more.
More?
Sometimes people are paying more.
What?
It's optional, but it's
Yeah.
pretty typical to pay about 20 to 25.
Oh wow, that's so expensive.
Yeah, it is.
What about bar? It's the same.
Bar, I don't drink a lot. I don't go to bars a lot, but it's like even more sometimes. I've heard of stories of bartenders getting mad at people because the tip was too small. I think that's very stupid.
Even though customer give him tip.
Even though customers still give them tip that they're not required to give,
Oh.
they'll still get mad and have bad attitude and not treat you with good customer service after.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow, that's so bad.
yeah, I agree.
Wow, that's hard to live in America.
Yeah, in some aspects it is.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of good aspect
Yeah.
of living in America,
There
but
is.
that part especially hard.
I agree.
Yeah. As an American, what kind of image do you have for American people?
It's funny because
Okay.
American people, I really feel like Americans, I know this is generalizing because there's so many Americans truly are a very diverse people.
Yeah, exactly.
We're very different in a lot of ways, but I think generally you can categorize them in people that are more conservative, who come from more smaller towns. A lot of them are like the very stereotypical American that are very patriotic, that eat a lot of cows, that are cowboys, that are very religious, very Christian. There's a lot of Americans like that, very stereotypical. Yeah, and a lot of times they're very good people. Sometimes, like I say, they get bad images, but then sometimes I think on that right, the more conservative side, sometimes you get the negative ones, people that are more racist, that some of those really overweight people that's true. So sometimes that's true, very overweight people and very closed-minded people. But then you get people who are more left-wing, and a lot of times they see themselves as more open-minded, but a lot of times they're not. A lot of times they say they are, but they're not. But then you get some like really, like I said, progressive people, and they're not bad. I think there's good people on every side. They're more left-winging. They're more prioritize more progressive social norms and stuff like that. So there's a lot of Americans who are more that way as well. So I think you kind of categorize Americans more conservative and more liberal. I think you can kind of categorize them, and some Americans might say that that's very inaccurate, but I feel like that's a general way you can categorize Americans.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a stereotype that Japanese have for America.
Yeah.
Like they're more open-minded, liberal, freedom.
Yeah.
Like that.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's more. I think you can categorize more as people that live in big cities versus people that live in small cities.
Oh, they have like different.
Yeah, it's in smaller cities, like where I come from, it's a lot more conservative.
Oh.
Very conservative. A lot of Mormon people where I live, very Christian, very family-oriented, very traditional valued people. But then you go to the cities and it's different.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I lived a long time too in California, and Californians are a little more liberal-minded, a lot more diverse. I think good people you can find on both sides.
Yeah, that's so true.
Yeah.
Like independent people for sure.
Yeah. You can, I think sometimes people will get nervous when they're traveling to the United States. More conservative people are going to be racist towards me, and that's not always true.
Oh, yes. Of course, like there's people who are racist, but not a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot less than you'd think. We get that stereotype a lot more than it should.
Yeah, exactly.
Most Americans aren't.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry for interrupting.
Go ahead.
No, yeah, that was it. That was it.
Like because of the social media, people have like a lot of like different images,
Well, and that's the issue with social media. Social media a lot of times polarizes.
Oh, yeah.
It takes people to one extreme. It shows the extremities, and it doesn't show the average.
Exactly. So true.
Because average, think of social media. The more sensationalized, if you show more crazy stories, it gets more traction. If you show it normal and boring, people don't care.
Yeah, so true.
Yeah.
That's why they're trying to make it like more aggressive, in the video.
Exactly.
Even though it's not true.
I 100% agree.
Right? Because also I've seen a lot of video about Japan. They're telling that not truth, but I feel like it's same as America. Like people tell about America, which is not true, but people trust it's a truth because it's the social media. There's no way we can find a different way to find the truth.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you for telling me the story.
Oh,
that's so good.
I appreciate it.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, because here the customer service is very good.
Oh, yeah.
And you don't even pay tip.
Exactly.
Yeah.